I am so burnt out. By the way, for documentation purposes, today is August 8th, 2024.
I just spent like the last 10 minutes lint rolling my sweatshirt. So if you see any pet hair, no you don't. Hey, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm SarahKey, and today is going to be a different kind of video because I haven't posted in over a month, which is weird for me. I mean, that might not seem like a long time, but for me it is. I definitely try to post like once a week, if not every other week at least. And it felt weird to just post like regularly scheduled content. So in this video, I am going to be having a little bit of a mental health discussion and talking about burnout. And some of the things that I have been doing to improve my burnout. So I'm going to start off by giving you guys a little bit of background information on about my mental health, what I struggle with, and my experience with burnout. So I don't know why it's still embarrassing to talk about. It shouldn't be. I mentioned this in a previous video where I gave like a life update very briefly. But I was diagnosed with autism 4 years ago. And I think the reason it's hard to talk about is because it is still very stigmatized, misunderstood, yada yada. Thankfully, big content creators have been talking about their diagnosis, such as Jacksepticeye recently. And that was really nice to see because I hope that that helps people understand a little bit better. My diagnosis was very helpful for me because I was able to understand myself better, why I get so obsessed with things, why I have sensory issues, all of that stuff. But it also causes me to be chronically burnt out. I feel like I'm burnt out just for existing. So yeah, I have been over the past few months or so documenting me trying to cure my burnout, essentially. And while I don't think I'll ever be able to cure it, I think I will always kind of have this like roller coaster of being burnt out and then like having energy and then being burnt out and having energy. And that's just me. And I have to learn to live with that. But I have been working on trying to improve and be better. So I just want to talk about that in this video and show you guys what I've been documenting and what I've been doing to get better. And honestly, the month off, while I have been burnt out, it's more for personal reasons. I mentioned this in a community post, but I told myself I wouldn't cry. My grandma passed away, and it was really hard, and that definitely contributed to my burnout. Okay, I took a second. I know I don't have to overshare with you guys, but I did post a little bit about this in my community section on my YouTube page. And also, I do like to keep you guys updated about things going on in my life and why I'm not posting, because I feel like I do owe some extent to that. So I feel like I do owe some extent of that to you because you guys support my content and me and are the reason that I am privileged enough to do this as my job. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, even though it's hard to talk about. It was an important, sad thing that happened in my life that really affected my content. So moving on from that, let's talk about how I have been working to cure, not really, but you know, improve my burnout and manage my symptoms and just become a more peaceful person. Because this brain is straight chaos, okay? It's chaos all the time. So like I mentioned earlier, I've been documenting this process because I've been wanting to work on this for months. And yeah, so the first thing I've been doing is working out. I don't even know if I'd call it working out. Exercising, I guess. Yeah, and honestly, if you know me, you know that I'm not somebody who enjoys exercising necessarily. I would say I'm an energetic person. I would say I like to I get very hyper, but I don't like to work out You know what I mean? I do enjoy walking though. And so I've learned that that is the ideal way for me to work out. Sometimes I do 12, 3:30 on the treadmill, and other times Jonathan and I just go for a walk. However, we decided to go for a nature walk a couple months ago, and it went horribly wrong. And now I don't know if I want to walk in nature anymore. We got covered in probably hundreds of tick larvae, and it was awful. I didn't realize it until after like I got in the car. So I didn't film any of that, but yeah. It was a nice walk though. It was very pretty. We went through the forest and there was like little creeks and it was very peaceful. And honestly, I wish I could do that more, but I'm afraid of ticks now, not gonna lie. So I tried touching grass. I did, but it did go wrong. So I will keep you updated on whether or not I go back into nature. Working out has been good. I mean, there's really no negative things about working out. Obviously, it's one of the main things that they say to do to improve your mental health. Um for me, I think it helps, but it's not like a very obvious change. I think it in combination with other things is what really makes me feel good. So another thing I've been doing is eating healthier. I have upped my protein and that has been very good for me. I am somebody who cannot be too strict with food because I have struggled with disordered thoughts in my life, and I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the internet before. But yeah, so I definitely have to be careful when it comes to food. So what has been very helpful for me is to just eat all of the foods that I love, but make them healthier, like make them homemade and add more protein. And that's been good. It's kept me feeling full. It's made exercising a lot better. And yeah, nothing really bad to say about it. And then I really enjoy making a matcha every single day. That is like part of my routine and definitely is part of keeping my mental health in check. I know that sounds silly, but just like having a fun drink every day is really good. And I have one right here that I haven't finished. And yeah, I actually make my matchas with protein powder and they're really good. Like it literally tastes like a sweet treat. It's so nice. I'll be honest, I've been slacking off on the exercising department because of like what's been going on in my life. But I do plan on getting back to it. So this is me holding myself accountable. Another thing I've been doing is trying to keep my space clean. I do not function well in mess. I really it's frustrating because I am such a minimalist in the sense of like I need everything out of sight. I don't want to see anything like on my desk, anywhere. But I'm also like a naturally messy person. Like I just like I make a mess without even realizing I'm making a mess all the time. Just scatter things around. So that is a very frustrating combination. I've been trying to keep up with my office though, at the very least, and keeping it clean. Real talk though, it's not right now. Again, I do feel like with what has been going on in my personal life, I do feel like it has caused me to slack off in a lot of these areas that I've been working on, but I have been starting to get back to them. So, it really is a process. It's a lifestyle. It's just, you have to work for it. And so sometimes you're going to have moments where things fall apart a little bit, but then you just acknowledge it and you pick yourself back up. And that's what I've been trying to do. So something else that I've been doing is trying to have more relaxing hobbies outside of like my work life, because I honestly find editing pretty relaxing, but I also have realized that it can burn me out if I edit too many hours and don't do like, things outside of what you would consider work. So I've been trying to pick up more relaxing hobbies. And one of those is actually, to my surprise, reading manga, because I never thought I would be somebody who would read manga, specifically Full Metal Alchemist. If you couldn't tell, I am incredibly hyperfixated. I even bought the PS2 game, and I'm gonna stream it. So yeah, it's bad. Anyway, I've been reading the manga for Full Metal Alchemist, and it has been so good. It's peak, and it's just been really relaxing to sit and read manga on my iPad. I traded in my iPad Pro because I wasn't using it very much for an iPad mini. Yeah, it's bad. And I've been reading the manga, and it has been just my favorite thing to do. And look at my stickers. I actually love my iPad mini. I feel like I'm way more productive with it. I do like all the same things that I did on the Pro, but it's like better for reading. So yeah. Also, my goal with like today's outfit and hair was supposed to be like Riza Hawkeye, like woman obsessed with her man kind of thing. The final thing I want to talk about is my changes in my content creation. Yeah, this is a big one. I feel like it extends a lot further and a lot deeper than just like making content creation changes. It's also changing some of my bad habits, such as being a people pleaser. I really struggle with trying to cater to everyone. I take negative comments very personally. I'm sure a lot of you have realized that. I'm very self-critical on myself all the time. And so I think that is why I can become very defensive and sad when people leave negative comments about me, especially when I feel misunderstood. I'm not really sure what the reason for that is, but it like gives me like a visceral feeling in my body when somebody misunderstands me. I know that I can't change people's minds about me, or I can't make somebody like my videos if they don't. But there's something inside of me that just wishes that I could like change their mind, and that is something I've been trying to work on. So yeah. So believe it or not, when I first started making YouTube videos, the goal of my channel was to be like a lifestyle YouTube channel, because I loved watching like the beauty gurus of that time. Even though I was not like good at makeup or anything, I wanted to make videos like that.
Hey guys, it's Sarah. So today I'm going to be doing a video about my iPhone case collection. I just got a snap-on in case I wanted to have a Kingdom Hearts pattern, because Kingdom Hearts is my favorite video game of all time. Obviously, the username Keyblade Sarah.
So that was how it started when I was like a teenager. And then it devolved because I realized that was not for me. And what I realized is I wanted to just yap about Kingdom Hearts on the internet. I didn't know that there was a market for that. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it because I love Kingdom Hearts. It's my favorite thing in the world. So I started making content about Kingdom Hearts. And then this was a Kingdom Hearts channel, and I was Keyblade Sarah. And then my channel turned into just like gaming in general when I posted my Final Fantasy VII compilation video. That was when my channel actually really pivoted to variety, because people really liked that video. Even though I feel like the editing is pretty rough back then. I was new to editing. I was not good at it. But I really, really, really enjoyed making those compilation videos. I love the idea of taking a long game and turning it into something that somebody can watch in like an hour or less. That is something that I just really, really, really love to do. It feels like magic, and it's so hard to explain to people, but I really enjoy doing it. And I love like making silly little edits and just showing off my personality in that way. I think sometimes people don't really get the vision, and I think that's okay. I think that there's different types of content for everyone, but I've noticed within the past year or so, I've gotten a lot more critical comments about my cuts, my edits, the lengths of my videos. I've had people tell me, just post the whole thing. Don't even edit it. Just post the whole thing. But that is not what I want. And while that's like very well intentioned and I appreciate it, you know, they pretty much don't want me to have to work hard or whatever, but I want to. I enjoy it. But I'm not gonna lie, it does hurt when you spend all that time making something that you're proud of and people don't like it and they criticize it and tell you it's not good. I've had people tell me, like, your editor sucks, you need to fire them. I'm the editor, friends. It's me. I'm the editor. Sometimes my partner edits my videos. He's very helpful. But most of the time, I edit my videos. And so that really does hurt. I have been working on trying not to let those comments get to me. I think it's okay to initially feel sad when I read a comment like that. But the way that I let it affect me is not healthy. So I've been working on that. And I think I've been doing a good job. So for my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth videos, I was really afraid of people being upset with my cuts. And so initially I started the series out by doing pretty long videos. I didn't really cut much. Like, I literally only cut me like exploring, but I kept in side quests. I kept in full cutscenes, like, because I was so afraid of people criticizing my editing. And do you know what that caused? People criticizing my editing. Probably worse. Because I was trying to create this thing that just doesn't work. I was trying to create something where it was like a mixture of a compilation video and a full playthrough. And I think that just didn't work. I was a little sad because I felt like my Rebirth videos were not being enjoyed. They weren't really doing well analytically. And typically that wouldn't bother me. But there were a lot of negative comments about my edits. So I obviously attributed it to my editing. But I think it is like a learning situation where I should not have edited trying to please everyone, because you cannot please everyone. And I know that deep down, but I thought maybe I could please everyone. I don't know. My last Final Fantasy VII Rebirth video is just like a compilation video of my reactions of Gungaga. And it's in the style that I prefer editing and I feel more proud of. And I'm really happy that I posted that video, and I already have my Cosmo Canyon video done. And I feel proud of that one too. Yeah, I just want to edit the way I enjoy editing, the way that I've been editing. And I know deep down that I have gotten better at editing, and I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very happy with how far I've come. And I think sometimes people just don't understand the creative vision, and that is okay. You know, constructive criticism is totally fine. I want to improve. But most of the time these comments were like, why'd you cut this part? And then I would go back and look at that part and be like, well, yeah, I cut it because I didn't react to it. And it's like, you probably would have commented this, that I didn't react to it. So I don't know. I feel like I can't win in situations like that. And that is why I need to edit the way that I feel comfortable editing. It's a me problem. It's something I've had to do a lot of self-reflecting on, trying not to be a people pleaser. Something I did also to make this a little bit better and easier on me is I did make a VOD channel. So if you don't know about it, I finally made a YouTube VOD channel. I was kind of against it because I work really hard on my edited content. And I was like, well, people could just watch on Twitch. But I get that like some people don't enjoy the Twitch player and stuff like that. So I did finally decide to stop being stubborn, and I made a YouTube VOD channel. I will link it down below. And I think that has eased my mind a little bit, so that if somebody does say like, oh, these cuts suck, I hate these cuts, why'd you cut so much? Then I could just like be like, okay, well, I have a VOD channel. You can watch the full thing on my VOD channel. So that is how I've kind of alleviated that as well. It has helped a lot, honestly. I need to finish posting and get caught up, but like, yeah, it's helped. Now, I could be wrong, but some of you might be waiting for me to talk about Genshin Impact, because to this day, I still get comments asking about Genshin Impact. I'm going to address this briefly. If you want me to talk about this in like a full video, I can. But initially, I stopped playing Genshin because of the issues with Natlin. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Let's not debate about it. Okay. Prior to taking a break from Genshin Impact, I had already decided I was not going to play Honkai Star Rail anymore because I was overwhelmed playing 2 gacha games. Even though I enjoyed both in different ways, I decided, well, I've put more time and effort into Genshin. I feel more connected to the characters in Genshin. But then the stuff with Natlin happened, and then I just have not played a gacha game since. And I'm not gonna lie, it has been very good for my mental health. I didn't realize how overwhelmed I was trying to keep up with 2 gacha games. Even when it was just Genshin, it was hard because I've never been a Genshin Impact content creator. I've always been for a while, I've been a variety gaming content creator. And so it's just been a little hard for me to keep up with like all of the other things I enjoy while still making sure I'm caught up with Genshin Impact. And at the end of the day, I never felt like I was good enough to make Genshin Impact content. Genshin Impact has been one of my favorite games for the past, 3 years or so. That's how long it's been out for, right? Genuinely, I really love Genshin Impact, and it has made an impact on my life and my channel. And my best performing video is literally my first time playing Genshin Impact, and I'm so grateful for what Genshin Impact has done for my channel. But I have had internal struggles with making Genshin Impact videos. It goes back to like my compilation edit style kind of wasn't working at a certain point because the quests were getting longer and people were wanting to see more reactions, and I get that. And I don't know. I never really felt confident making Genshin Impact content, even though I enjoyed it. I always felt a little bit like an imposter. I don't know how to explain it. I think because I only really played for the story, I always kind of felt like I wasn't a good enough Genshin Impact fan, or like I was good enough to make Genshin Impact videos. I know most people were enjoying my Genshin Impact videos, and I still, to this day, like I said, I get comments from people asking if I'm going to post Genshin stuff. And right now, I can't answer if I'll ever post Genshin Impact videos again because I don't know. As of right now, I'm feeling pretty good and peaceful, not playing gacha games and not feeling the stress of needing to stay caught up. The FOMO. I've talked about this before on my Twitch channel, but I've never talked about this on my YouTube channel. And it really stems back to, my mental health struggles and my neurotype. And yeah, my brain is meant to only be like obsessed with maybe 5 things at once. Maybe. My brain has a capacity is what I'm trying to say. I'm the type of person who has very limited and intense interests. And something like Genshin, I felt like was taking up so much of my time that it was pushing other things that I'm passionate about away. And that was really bad for me because I almost felt like a cup of water. Like you're like pouring water into a cup of water and it just like starts overflowing. Like that is how I felt playing Genshin, playing Star Rail. And I hated that feeling. And I didn't want to feel that way though. Like I wished I had more time. I wished I had more capacity in my brain to be able to enjoy Genshin and Star Rail and make content on it and to be able to enjoy everything else in my life. It felt like it got to the point where my hobbies were only things that involved content creation. And ever since I stopped playing gacha games, my mental health has improved so much because I have time for things that I wouldn't have had time for, like personal hobbies and obsessions. Like I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood a few years ago, or I finished it like 2 years ago. And I fell in love with it. And I always told people this could become an obsession, but I don't have space for it. And now I have space for it. Clearly. And it's just been nice. I feel like I'm myself again. And I hate that I feel that way after I stopped playing gacha games. But again, I don't want to go into too much detail about this because it's a lot. I have a lot to say. I just know that I really loved Genshin. I loved Star Rail, but there were issues with them, obviously. And then just the quests were so long. Oh my god. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. This video is already longer than it should be. This was a lot of yapping, but I hope that it wasn't boring. I hope that, maybe you struggle with similar things to me and you don't feel alone. Yeah. I like making videos like this every now and then. I think it's important. I think it's good, you know, to just talk about things and just sit down and be like, hey guys, like, I'm autistic. My goal is to continue doing all of the things that I talked about in this video. You know, working out, eating healthy, keeping my room clean, reading manga. My next one is probably Frieren. I love Frieren. And just trying to make sure that I keep my brain having space to enjoy things. Because I think all of those things are really important and have been helping me, honestly. I've noticed a difference. Something that I really noticed after a few months of keeping up with these things, my nails grew so long. My anxiety caused me to constantly like bite my nails and just like keep them short. My nails got so long to the point that I had to clip them, which never happens. So that's how I knew. I was like, my mental health is good right now. Like, I'm thriving. I already have a couple of videos ready to post and one that's like almost ready to post. My next rebirth video is ready. Cosmo Canyon reactions. It's done. I exported it. And my partner who loves Zelda, I've recently been playing Zelda games for the first time. That also has been helping with my mental health. I didn't know how much I loved Zelda. I had never played Zelda. I only played Breath of the Wild. And that has been really good for my mental health as well. I'm talking really fast. So look forward to an Ocarina of Time first playthrough video as well. And I started my next P3R video. So I'm getting there. I'm back on the grind. You know, I forgot to mention staying hydrated. That's a big one. I don't drink water, but I got this really pretty Awala water bottle and now I drink a lot more water, genuinely. Get yourself a pretty water bottle if you don't drink enough water, because that's really important for your mental health. Stay hydrated, pals. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, which is probably going to be the Zelda video. Thank you for being a key to my heart.